Hi, I'm Faith.
And I'm Neysa. And this is
Go Ladies, a podcast about navigating life, love,
and so much more
from a 40-plus perspective.
I wanna be with my girlfriend.
It's not my favorite song of theirs.
I know your favorite song is the one don't nobody else listen to.
First of all, what's your favorite song? Does it count me out?
I like Count Me Out, but what? I don't know my favorite one.
I mean, everybody loves Can You Stand the Rain, right?
I love Can You Stand the Rain.
Let's take out the rain. Everybody loves that one.
Believe it or not, I like N.E. Heartbreak. Because when Jack like, you better be ready. When he come in, like, I like that part. They had on the yellow with the black MC Hammer pants. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite, Neysa?
SCHOOL. You gotta go to school and beat that bell. I love that song.
Oh gosh.
Mm-hmm. And nobody knows it but me.
No one knows that but you.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, let me give a disclaimer off top.
Okay, let's go.
I am obviously not at home. You see me. There's a bedpost behind me. There's some miscellaneous art behind me. You saw the jiggling because I'm sitting on a bed, so it shakes.
You didn't even say your name, but go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all, Neysa is not where she normally is.
Hi, everybody. I'm Neysa.
And she's drinking wine.
Out of a plastic cup.
And it's a cup. And I'm Faith. And Neysa's going to get back into her new location. She's on location.
I'm on location, yes.
Mm-hmm.
A Black family sitcom / dramedy.
Continue.
Where are you? I'm in Louisville. My mom is moving, so I'm here to help my mom move. And so that's why I'm sequestered into this bedroom for this moment. So you might hear my brother or my mother call my name when she did 5 minutes before the show started. I'm a Neysa, or my nieces and nephews talking about Auntie Nay. So a lot of people here. So It is what it is. Shout out to everybody graduating from pre-K today. My nephew Tyus, yes, he did.
Yes.
He wants to be a firefighter. I know, my boogie. So he's here. He wore a little bow tie for graduation.
And y'all, he has cheeks for days.
He does. He's a cutie baby. And then Carmen is amazing, my niece, and she's here as well. And so she's a little jealous because her brother has this bag of stuff he got from pre-K graduation.
Absolutely.
And she's looking like, where my stuff? So, but yeah, everybody's here to help mom move and get her situated. So I'm in a childhood home for a few more days, and then it will no longer be here for us. So,
memory,
girl, 6th grade is when we moved in this house. I was in 6th grade.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of history in that house.
It's a lot of history.
Wow, with that face. Okay. I would say do tell, but you might not want to.
Oh, I mean, ain't no bad stories. This is where I grew up, childhood home. That wasn't the first year.
Okay.
That wasn't the first year. It was a second, but it wasn't the first. So.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah. So. It's
okay.
all good.
Shout out to the Commonwealth.
Yes, Kentucky.
Gang, gang.
But I'm tired. Like, I know we say every week that we're tired, but let's be honest. We are Black women with full 9-to-5s, families, social lives, podcasts. You work out at the gym, training for the Olympics every day. I, watch Netflix. It's tiring too. Raise some kids.
Right.
So,
yes.
But being here.
Yes.
And trying to work. And then pack stuff and then try to move stuff. It's more than a notion. It's more than a notion. So,
oh yeah.
We're gonna get through it. And I'm leaving Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna have to get done.
Yeah, I'm leaving Saturday. So
I remember we packed up my grandmother's house in Detroit and they kept trying to give me stuff. And I was like, I don't want that. Like, I don't need it. I don't want it. Like, there were just certain things. I'm like, no, it can go.
I don't consider myself a hoarder. Like,
Uh-huh.
I probably keep more things now
Mhm.
for sentimental reasons, simply because Chris is no longer there. All we have are his things.
Mhm.
But like, I'm a chick who threw away my marriage license at one point in time when I was cleaning my house. You know, I shouldn't have done that. I got another one, but you know, that's just how I roll. I don't
Yeah.
just keep a lot of sentimental things. Each one of my daughters has a small bin under their bed, which we call the presidential library. And you put the important things there. Should you become president, it can go in your library, right?
Oh,
You know, gotta plan ahead. We gotta be focused. So, but I just don't keep a lot of stuff like that. And
yeah.
so but other people do, right? And so there's a lot of sentimental things in this home that, you know, as we are downsizing, we have to evaluate,
Yep.
should this go?
Yeah.
Like Marie Kondo, does this bring you joy? If not, let it go. And we shouldn't hold on to it or think that somebody else is going to want it. Like when you see moms, when people wear their wedding dress, she don't wear your dress. I mean, she don't.
No, she does.
Daughter don't want to wear your dress.
Oh, it's not in style.
Right. She might take a piece of lace from your dress and then make something out of that. Remix a little something, make some draws. I don't know. But she don't want to wear your dress. So she doesn't.
You can repurpose the dress.
You can repurpose the dress. You can.
But
But
no, she doesn't
she
want
has to
wear
make it her own. Just like your
Right.
marriage is going to be your own, that
Right.
dress needs to be your own. So
I still
don't-
have my baby blanket. Okay, true story. Ready? Story
I'm ready.
time. So I was almost the burning bed with Farrah Fawcett because when I was little, my baby blanket, I guess, was rubbing against my nightlight and I almost caught on fire and didn't know it.
That's okay with you though.
So I still have the blanket. You can see where it's singed a little. I was knocked out. My mama saved my life. I had no idea. I still have a blanket.
No, my mom found my baby doll, Mary.
What was her name?
Her name was Mary. This little chocolate baby doll, plastic baby doll.
Mhm.
And Mary was my doll. And Mary, where I went, Mary went.
Okay.
And mom found Mary. Now Mary had some hard times. Mary, like I said, she was plastic. So Mary got duct tape holding her insides together. She's like a war vet. She got some duct tape hold her together. And she's missing a limb, maybe two. But my mom found it. And I'm like, man, let Mary go. Mary can't come no more.
Yeah,
Like
you did. So
Mary got going to glory. So yeah. But she has duct tape hold her together.
Baby dolls.
Yeah. We found all kinds of stuff. Like I should drop some pictures in here if I can. So you can see it. But there was Mary, Tonka trucks from my brothers. My brothers are 35 and 38 years old. Then not, you know, Tonka trucks. A suitcase full of strawberry shortcake dolls. Because every time I got good grades, I get a strawberry shortcake doll. So a suitcase full of dolls. Not boxes, you know, not like the collectors. They're just these random dolls. One of those little horses everybody had in the 80s. You sit on and ride around on. It had wheels on it.
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
And we all had like primary color. So we had that. I'm just like, this is some random ish that we had in here.
You gotta get rid of that.
Exactly. If I got the asbestos, the lead, you know, the CDs.
I mean, that's how we alive.
We made it.
We was exposed to it.
Exactly. But like, yeah. So.
Good. Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be here with you. Hopefully this is cathartic. We can get out all the things.
Yes, girl. We can talk about all the things today. I'm happy.
All of them. Okay. You ready?
Oh, I broke the internet.
You broke the internet. And shorts.
Yes.
Prepare to be sick of you.
Prepare to be sick. So, the reason I say that is because Tiffany said,
yes,
that I broke the internet.
You
I did something right. Ding ding ding.
And you always do. Any DMs?
No. Well, I got a phone call.
Oh, okay.
I got a phone call.
I'm sure
Of
you did.
a friend who said his friends were asking about me, and I'm like, okay. He was like, they're trash. I said, oh well.
Oh, no.
Thank you for being a gate.
Let's discuss that briefly. Just put a pin in that.
Okay.
Guys who like say their friends are trash. Like I know people like, oh, hook me up, and they'll be like, well, they ain't no good. Okay, what does that say about you? If you're hanging with horrible dudes, like help make it make sense.
So, okay. I have a really, really good friend who is a really, really good friend. However, he's not someone I would ever date because he's a much better friend than he would ever be as a potential spouse, date, baby daddy, anything. You know, we just would never see eye to eye about anything. Great friend, horrible boyfriend from other people. I've seen it time and again. And so, because people be like, so and so ain't shit. I'm like, yeah, but he's my ain't shit. He my friend. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That's my dryer. Go ahead.
Oh, see the noises. The noises. So yeah. So I think that's one thing. However, if you ask me if any guy was like, hey, tell me about your friend, my friend circle's pretty tight.
Thank you.
I'll be like, yeah, she got a good job. She got 2 degrees. She ain't got no kids, or she does have kids, her husband, you know, whatever it is, you know, my whole roster is amazing.
You run the resume.
Exactly. Like any person will be lucky to get somebody in my friend group, because my friend group's amazing. Like they're just amazing friends. They're gonna be amazing teammates. But I don't know why men don't have that same luxury.
And it's like they're okay hanging and be like, he's trash, he's this. I'm like,
Is it because men think that they're the exception to everything?
That's a good one, maybe.
Because, like, example, many fathers, these dudes ain't shit. All they want is this, that, and the other. But then I'm like, but you a dude. So how are you the exception to the rule?
Yeah.
Then you realize that they're not.
Hello.
So there's that. And so, you know, I mean, how many men have realized that women are human beings after they have a daughter? You know?
Yeah.
Or that's payback. Having a daughter's payback for all the dirt they did.
They do say that, yeah.
So it's just like, you know, they get a pass on being trash, and sometimes, and I don't know, they believe they have a pass on being trash, and far too often, myself included, has given passes for people being trash. So
I was gonna say, a lot of behavior is allowed. It's allowed.
Exactly. There was another show, I don't know if it's really a podcast, it's more of a show called Eight at the Table. Have you seen it? It's based out of New York.
Wait, I think I have.
It's kind of like Grapevine, but it's on the couch kind of thing. And one of the guys was talking about, I mean, if you cheat on your girl one time and she leaves you, that means she didn't like you. And the ladies were like, no, that just means that she's not gonna stand with your foolishness. And he was like, no. I mean, if you do it multiple times, that's one thing. But one time, I mean, that just means she didn't like you, or your dick was trash, or whatever else. They don't ever leave. And it's like, but if she cheated on you one time, you be quick to say she for the streets.
Bloop. Yeah.
People still mad at Jada. Absolutely. Jada's whole, I don't know, I would say status, I'll use that word, went downhill because she cheated on Will Smith. Yeah. Nobody rolls out Will Smith's resume. He has even said in his book, other places, he cheated too. But because Jada did it to Will,
Yeah,
She belonged to the streets and she ain't nothing. The reason he smacked Chris Rock is because of her. She should have stopped him, or she looked at him crazy and made him do it. And now his whole career is finished. And they blame her for everything that, and it's like, really? Goose me gander.
Come on, Goose and Gander. That was a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, so
It's
but that's also based on the fact that they don't see us as sexual beings.
right.
So
Yeah.
they're gonna learn today, because today's price ain't yesterday's price.
Okay, there,
At
Jim.
least today's chicks ain't yesterday's chicks.
And they're not. They're not. And I often wonder with some of the guys, I see some stuff online and I'm like, not excusing behaviors, but like, oh, they're young, like
So a lot of old fools too.
Absolutely. But some recently, I'm just like, you just sound dumb. Like, wow. Okay. And you really believe these things. That's with anything. It's like people really believe certain things. And I'm like,
There are good people in the world. There are good husbands and good spouses, all this goodness in the world. Just the ones that are dumb and hurt and unhealed and hateful and misogynistic and patriarchal are the ones with the loudest megaphones normally,
Right.
And so,
the other ones aren't there.
there's a lot of untethered people in the world who just don't have a clear footing on life and love and the reality of it all, and self-sacrifice and what that means to give yourself fully to someone because you've never seen it, or you don't trust it, or you haven't done the work on your own self-worth. So you think, if I'm not worthy of this, how can she love me, or how can he love me? There's a lot of stuff going back there. So
good one.
Yeah.
Well, I got a little remix, if you don't mind.
Remix, girl, remix.
On the topic.
Okay.
Like relationships and such.
Here we go.
Lori Harvey, who some say is at 25 years of age.
Is a what? Is the GOAT?
Is the GOAT at 25 years of age. And Michael B. Jordan have called it quits.
Yep.
And the interesting double standard. It is so exactly what you said. Like, I'm seeing comments from men, she for the streets now, and she's like attacking her. And then you have women who are like, she's 25, she's dating. Like, why is that not okay to date somebody as a woman? But if men do it, player, you got get whatever. But her dating is and
she
from what I read,
she's married to anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
She didn't want a long-term relationship, from what I read. And that's okay. You're not married, you don't have kids. And now I will say, from a pop culture perspective, I thought they were really cute together. I did. I liked them together compared to the other people she dated. Obviously, I don't know any of them personally. I don't even know her. But there was something seen it on the screen, like, oh, they look all right. Cute. Yeah, like, oh, okay, y'all go.
They look cute.
Yeah, but yeah. So double standard.
First of all, she's 25, he's 35.
Exactly.
He might be looking to settle down. She might not be. It might really be that simple. Right resume, wrong time.
Right.
Happened to me, happened to everybody. Right resume, wrong time. Right? Mm-hmm. And you just move on from it. It is what it is. Or she might be for the streets. Or she might not like him. Or, he might be trash. We don't know these people for real.
We don't know them.
So all in all, like you said, she's dating. And I think that here's the difference. You and I as women see it as she's dating. She has the right to be or not be with whoever she wants to. I think the Michael B. Jordan, Lori controversy, I'm going to use that word loosely, stems from the fact of people expect us to accept whatever's offered, especially if it looks like a good thing. Before we started the show today, we talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Just because you are nice, just because you're a good guy, just because you have these attributes does not mean, and that you like me, means I have to like you.
Right. Right.
I do not.
Absolutely.
I can even acknowledge you're a nice guy. You have this, you have that, you have this, but you still might not be my guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of folk believe that, well, he's nice and he's this and he has a good job and he like you, so you should like him. But I don't.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And so they expect us to just be like, okay, check, 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 check. Cool. You can have me. I'm chosen. Yay.
Yeah.
I've got chose. And she's a person of a certain means and a certain stature and a certain look that she ain't got to be like, yay.
Right.
She can be like, next.
Yeah, she can.
And go about her business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But there's a lot of that because I think a lot of the incel and nigcel culture came from, well, we got this, this, and this, and they still don't like us. She ain't got to. Like, there's nothing to say that women have to like you.
True.
Try fade, try best bet, try something different, you know? Seriously.
No, that's true. That's true.
So,
It has to be something more there for that particular individual. Like it does,
yeah.
Yeah. Like nice is good. Continue to be nice. However, you're still not what I'm looking for. So
Exactly. But if you consistently are nice, someone will like you. There is a lid for your pot.
Thank you, collard greens.
I want some more too. I had a friend make some last weekend. They were popping. They were so good.
Wow. I didn't get none. That's okay.
You did not. They had pork in them. You can't eat them.
You're right. I don't do the swine.
Yep. Come on, hair flip.
Okay. Well.
Okay. We're already on celebrity news. Can we talk about briefly Big Neek and D.L. Monique and D.L. Hughley.
Why she has just Monique? Go ahead.
I want to call it.
Because it's your cup.
It's my cup. Monique and D.L. Hughley.
Over them old people. Go ahead.
Right. So, I mean, y'all heard it. They were beefing back and forth. They were both asked to perform at an event. The event sent them both apparently contracts saying they were kind of the headliner. DL's contracted he was a headliner. Her contracted she was a headliner. That's where there was a thing. They went back and forth at each other instead of at the promoter, which I thought was kind of dumb. Like, talk to the promoter. He's the one who played y'all, but you know, neither here nor there. Here's my issue with it. Monique stay mad.
Okay.
She stay mad.
Okay. That's fair.
And it's always popping off and going from 0 to 100 real quick. And I'm not saying it's not warranted at times, right? There are times that call for you to be 0 to 100.
Right.
But is going 0 to 100 yielding the results that you want? Like, has it yielded her, I went 0 to 100 and I got these 3 deals next? Or is it 0 to 100 and you ain't got no jobs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just seems like, and people are tuning you out at this point. Like, you hollering again? Okay, but you mad for today. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't even give it that much look at because I'm like, you mad again?
Yeah, it's just something I don't care about. I think I heard like a clip about it and I was like, okay.
And then talking about people's spouses, you know, I'm like, you got a contractual issue and you're bringing spouses into it. Yeah. Like, and both of them were wrong for that, but still, I'm just like, stop.
Yeah, like the old auntie and uncle. Get like
together.
Get your life.
Yeah, just I don't know. I really wish she had a better way to deal with conflict than just popping off all the day.
Yeah.
You know? Not saying it's not warranted sometimes, but sometimes
Right.
success is a much better revenge.
True.
You know,
Beyonce said it.
I mean,
Get your paper.
get your paper, you know. I actually
Yeah.
had to counsel a friend of mine. She actually had some work hurt, and
Mhm.
it was just like, you know, what do I do? And I'm like,
Mhm.
I had work hurt. I've had the huge work hurt. And you
Mhm.
have to weigh the consequences. Like, do you make a stink? If you rightfully and legally have the right to do so, but
Yeah.
is the PR fallout worth that? The hit to your own reputation worth it? And
Right.
so, you know, for Monique, I'm like, is it really worth it?
It's a choice. You're making a choice. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know the whole, like you explained the origin, but I know there were words back and forth. And I don't,
Mhm.
like you said, not excusing either's behavior. The clip I heard though, it was her saying like, it was some of what was said was jokes, like, because they are comedians. And that's always a fine line for me, because even playing a dozen rooted in
Truth.
truth. So, you know, your mama poor, and, you know, and maybe like you said, I don't know all the full scope of it, but she's maybe trying to disguise it as that or make it appear as that.
Yeah.
I just know they are on my nerves.
Here's what for me. Like, so if I say, Faith, you in Wakanda ain't with the head wrap on, out the gate, I'm joking, right?
Why you wait till I drink water though?
But what I can't do is go back and forth with you
Right.
and then make a joke in the middle.
Okay.
Because you're gonna be like, bitch, ain't shit funny.
Right. It's like people who say smart things and then LOL at the end.
Right.
I've seen that like text messages. Da, 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 LOL. You meant that. Stop playing with me.
Yeah, you did.
You meant that. You were hurt. You were whatever. It's not funny. So
Exactly. But yeah. Old people doing old people stuff. So bless their hearts. What else do we have to talk about today?
I don't really feel like getting heavy. We have to. You want me to get heavy?
Who's shooting people?
Basically, more shootings over the weekend in different cities. Philly and here in Tennessee in Chattanooga.
Everywhere?
Everywhere across the country. There were like
We
shootings.
just don't hear about them all. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. People are cuckoo. You know what? I especially like driving. When you and I've talked about this, I feel like the pandemic has made it even worse. I think people drive so reckless.
Yes.
And how I had mentioned to you one of the past episodes, how like the Buffalo shooting, now when I go to the grocery store, I'm keeping an eye out. Well, now when I'm like pulling up to a stoplight, I make sure I'm not directly next to somebody because I freak out about that. I'm like, I don't need nobody roll out their window and start shooting. I do, and I realize I do that now. Like before, it didn't bother me to be like parallel right next. Now, if they're here, I'd be like here in case I need to take off. And not that anything, I don't look at the people. I don't, my peripheral, but I'm just, I don't know. It's weird.
No,
but I think that's something I can acknowledge that I do now, because I'm just like, people are, I see it on the roads so much. People are, oh my God, they drive so reckless. It's some of the things I see. I'm just like,
I am sick of people speeding through my neighborhood.
Oh, I bet you are.
You know, it gets on my last nerve.
You need speed bumps.
So we do these speed bumps.
You do.
So it's funny for me to say this, but I have ear sensitivity. So there are certain noises that really grind my gears.
Yeah.
And there was a car idling in my neighborhood. And I'm like, it was idling irregularly, so I could hear it. And I'm like, why is this car sitting here irregularly idling? And I called my kids, I'm like, y'all hear this? And they were like, mm-mm. And I'm like, y'all don't hear this? And they're like, mm-mm. It woke me up out my sleep.
Driving you crazy.
Driving me crazy. I had a telltale heart. I could hear it. I could hear it beat. Like it was driving me nuts. So there are certain just sounds like that. Like I have a sunroof in my car. I never open it. the sound of the wind hitting it makes my ears hurt.
You really?
Yeah, it bothers me. So certain things like that. And so them racing through my neighborhood, just the car, I don't know what it is about the car, how it the frequency or whatever, it just drives me nuts. So can't deal with it.
We have speed bumps, so I am grateful for that. My mom's neighborhood, they do not, and they do need them, because when I go over there, I'm like, really?
We have 2 schools in the neighborhood.
You do.
So like you're rolling through, and let me say this, I had to check my own kid. So I was in a neighborhood group with my neighbors, of course, and talking about speeding and all these things. And we said, okay, number one, talk to your own family, those in your home, about speeding. Number 2, we should bring it up at the next HOA meeting and blah, blah, blah. And so I ride it with my daughter, the youngest, and she's rolling. And I'm like, why are you speeding? She's like, I'm not speeding. I'm like, speed limit is 30. You're doing 45.
Yeah.
You are speeding. And she was just like, but it's fine. I'm like, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
So you can tell your kids like, hey, don't do it. But until you're in the car with them, you don't know for sure if they're heeding it, because she didn't think anything was wrong with it. Now she's gonna be mad if she hears this talking about me, but she'll be all right. Because at that point I was like, how can I be on the neighborhood committee talking about this?
Yeah.
Here my own kid is doing dumb stuff, like that ain't gonna work. So you gotta slow down. Especially summertime, little kids be out playing.
Girl,
Like we're in the neighborhood, not the interstate. Interstate's crazy too, but a neighborhood residential, like slow down.
People don't care. That for me is what if I learned nothing else during this pandemic,
girl,
is that people are selfish.
They are.
And they just simply
put that on the shirt.
Yeah, people are selfish. I mean, it comes down to that. They do not care about anybody but themselves.
That is true.
Kids in the neighborhood, okay, they better move out the street. See, like you have those. They don't care until it happens to them.
That is true.
So
we see it time and time again with just different things, national news that, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. And then it happens like, oh, well, that's different. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not.
Yep.
So okay.
Oh, okay. So it's June. I don't know that we are what? Several days, I will say, depending on when you listen to this. We're several days into June.
Yep.
And June is Pride Month. Happy Pride. And
there's a lot of Pride clothes out too. Stores are really leading into Pride this year.
You know what though? I talked to a friend of mine who's in the community, and similar to like marketing for, Juneteenth ice cream, they are having similar issues. Like, we don't want flag hoodies, like, true progression is with legislation or things like that. So I have had that conversation with some people, but yeah, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
I have to say they want it.
In random places. I was in Myers and I was like, yeah. I was like, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. The sentiment is similar to.
I mean, it's all performative,
Absolutely. So it's Pride Month. Happy Pride.
I got music and computer. My foot fell asleep.
Oh, you're fine. I'm gonna have to plug mine in a minute.
Yeah.
It's also Black Music Month.
Yes, it is.
Yay!
Shout out to the National Museum of African American Music
here in Nashville. You should go visit it. It's really nice.
I gotta check about season membership too.
Mine expired. I'll admit, I gotta get another one.
I had to check on mine. Yeah.
Mine expired. I do need to get another one, but it's an amazing museum. And yeah, so it's Black Music Month. I know online there have been different challenges. I'm participating in a challenge on my personal Instagram account. And what I love the most is that I can see what other people listen to. I'm like, oh, and it's either like I'm discovering something new, or, oh yeah, I remember that was lit. Like yesterday's was best skit on a rap album.
Oh yeah.
And I actually commented on those and was like, anything from the Mad Rapper. And if you listen to Notorious B.I.G., you know what I'm talking about. And the Mad Rapper is actually Derek D. Angeletti, who was one of the producers on that whole project. He's part of Bad Boy. Just a little bit of history. So,
You know what I mean? Tim's, stand up. Come get your girl.
hi. I said, what do they say? That's what they say in New York.
Oh, yes. My
Mhm.
daughter says it now, too.
So, I digress.
Okay.
So that was my favorite skit yesterday, was Kicking the Door on Life After Death, which came out in 97, I believe.
Okay.
So today's was best gospel or inspirational song on a secular album. And I had to think, because I got one foot in the world, one foot in the kingdom.
You do.
Like, I don't know.
What was the answer?
Mine was more current. It's a song called Toast by Coffee, who's a Jamaican artist.
Okay.
So it's in patois. And basically she's saying, blessings fall upon me, my right hand. I thank God for the journey. The earnings are just for the plus. Gratitude is a must. I'm like, I gotta thank him for the journey. So like, thank you. The blessings are great. That's an added cherry, but I thank God for the blessing. So
Okay.
what will be yours? I saw a lot of Mariah Carey. I saw some other stuff, but what will be yours?
I have two.
Okay. I'm charging my
River
computer.
Rise by India RE. I truly enjoy that song. And then Lauryn Hill, Forgive Them, Father. Like Cain and Abel, Caesar and Brutus. I like that line.
Et tu, Brute?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna see some more because I said we would do our top 5, and I was gonna pick a genre, but you don't do hip hop. Yours would be like R&B.
I got songs. I got songs.
Whatever genre. Okay, top. Let's do.
I got bars.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I got a bar. I got a bar.
You go to the bar.
Go to the bar. Buy the bar.
Top 5. I want to do artists. Top 5
artists.
R&B artists.
Ooh.
Your top 5.
Oh, my personal, not just the top 5 that I think
are your personal.
my personal top 5.
Yeah, like my computer, and you're about to see my booty. Go ahead. Not really see my booty, but I have on pants. I'm not nasty like you, Neysa.
I actually have on pants today too. Thank you.
Okay, good.
I did have on drawers last week though. Makeup, hair, shirt, and drawers. Like,
okay.
But let me think. Okay, ask me again.
Top 5 R&B. We could do soul too, because that's kind of a fine line. Whatever. Artists. Your top 5.
Luther.
You didn't say his name right.
Luther.
Why your head?
Because.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Just Luther, talented, amazing. You can turn him on right now and everybody will take note.
Okay.
Luther.
You remember you told me
girl, he told me he loved me. Superstar. Dance with my father.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
I know you want your eyes. Go ahead.
Prince.
Of course.
You know, I like Prince.
You do like Prince.
You know what? I gotta say Usher, simply because I just saw him in concert. It was such a great show that I would see him again. And like, I'd holler at Usher. I'd holler at Usher.
You know he not tall.
You're not tall?
Mm-mm.
How tall is Usher?
Not he don't meet your height requirements.
You're not 6'3"?
No. But he got 6'3" energy, so boom.
Is he 6'1"?
No.
Yeah, good. All right. You'll know this.
That's okay though.
Yeah.
It's Usher. You
It's
asked me.
Usher. Exactly. And look,
Okay.
he might have BDE, so let's see.
Thank you.
So he probably does have BDE. Something about it.
Probably does.
Okay, so Luther, Prince, Usher.
Usher.
I feel like you have to put Whitney in because it's Whitney.
Okay.
But R&B and soul, like that voice is golden, you know?
Mm-hmm. Come on, Whit.
I think I do Whitney.
Okay,
And then
cool.
PJ Morton.
You love
I love PJ.
You love PJ Morton.
Audible mention to Avery Wilson, who is tall enough and fine. And I like him too. In his voice.
Okay, that's good.
Audible mention.
You know whose voice? What's his name? His voice scares me. That Giveon guy. I know the kids love.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, his voice don't do it. No. I don't want it. Scared. You know who I don't know if she's in my top 5, but up and coming kind of is Alex Isley. I really like Alex Isley.
Yeah, I've heard her a lot here recently for some reason. Like she's just popped up on my screen. I'm like, oh, I like you.
She's a vibe. Like I created a whole playlist around her, believe it or not. Make fun of me, but I did. And like I just
you don't even like.
No, don't say I don't like. Let's rephrase that. Thank you. What kind of R&B do I typically listen to?
You tell me.
Old or nasty?
Right.
That's it. Alex Isley, though, is just a vibe. She encompasses kind of the sultry sexiness for me, some of her songs. The lyrics, I'm like, yes. Like Into Orbit, yes. I like her. She's a vibe. You know, her daddy is Ernie Isley.
I know.
The Isley brothers. I like her though.
But
what?
You get in my car and you do this. Ooh, you're making me sleepy. Get this old music on. Ooh, sleepy. We need some turned up, some city girls. So what?
Really? Give it.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm in here, got my vibe. I'm vibing, and you're like, no.
Vibe.
I
am multi-musical. Okay.
Not in my car. You ain't.
That's just joke because you would need some energy. That's all.
I have energy.
Waking you
vibe. Going out with you. Going out. Coming back home. Yeah. I got vibe.
You got something.
You gotta plan for what you want.
I mean, that's true. Because I tend to like after the night's over, I listen to like Alex. Like on the way home, I'm like, okay, sorry.
This is what we do all the time in my car. She pops off about my music.
I don't pop up, but we listen to Prince and stuff too.
We do. We do. After you hijack my radio and take over. I'm about to go to sleep.
Not that bad. Because you just can't listen to it all the time. Like sometimes you have to sell drugs. Like
you gotta sell drugs. That's it.
I'm just saying. You know, your music calls for it. Speaking of that, we just had here in Nashville had the old school. That's my thing going off. Sorry, the old school concert. It was Tamar Braxton, Tevin Campbell, Keith Sweat, 112.
Where was I?
Where you are now?
When was it?
It was. Wait, what's today? Oh, Saturday. It was this weekend. You weren't here.
I was gone, but still, like I don't know how I missed it. Like I knew nothing about it.
Oh, I did.
that means I work too much sometimes. Because I be like, I don't be doing nothing.
You heard it here first, everybody.
Like, for real, I was just like, how did I miss this?
Yep, that happened. And speaking of moving weight, that's concerts coming up next. Rick Ross.
I knew about Jeezy because Jeezy's tickets were bumping heads. Like, they were like crazy.
I want to see Kendrick, but I'm not paying that much for Kendrick.
I don't even know how much Kendrick is.
You don't need to know.
And I had a PJ, it's coming, but I'm at convention.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
You just have to make time for these things, Neysa. Not that obviously you can't do that, but yes.
You are correct. So let's just be personal for a second, sidebar.
Oh.
But that is one of the things that I'm definitely working on. This is like my therapy for the day.
Yes.
But I looked at my calendar and I'm like, year's almost half gone.
Mm-hmm.
I've done all these things for others.
Mm-hmm.
And let me get things that I must do for work and all those things too. But like, when do I get to plan what I want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just show for others. I want to plan what I want to do and go do what I want to do. So that's what I am working on next. I'm like, I keep filling my calendar with everybody else's stuff.
Yes.
When do I get to do my own stuff? And it's not that I want to show up for people.
Right.
I want to show up for my people, but I'm like, like, I need some sun. I need some sand. I need, some brown titties in my life. Like, I need to lay out. You know what I mean? That's what I need. I need a tan. I need.
You got to put that on your calendar. The same way before we started this, you told me I could say no to some things. You're like, you can say no.
Exactly.
So you can say
no.
no.
I'm just like, I cannot continue to do everything and then be looking like, I wish I could have gone to the beach, but we weren't going this year.
Plan your fun. Be intentional.
I am. So I'm going to the beach.
I support it. Okay, well, that's good. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had a breakthrough. Break every chain. Break every chain.
I just need some water, a beach, and some sun, and just lay there. Then flip over, rotisserie chicken, and go back to sleep.
Oh, wow. Well, there's that.
I like that. I like that.
You do.
I like sun on my body.
Like a hammock. That's what I like.
I'm not a hammock person.
I like a hammock on the beach. Now, getting in and out of the hammock.
It's tricky as hell. I always had one in the back of the house.
Yes.
There's a new one going to the new house too.
Of course.
But yeah.
I do like a hammock though. Yeah, I got in one time in Mexico, and I was making sure I didn't drop my cup because I had a cup.
Don't drop your cup.
And I had some help, and I was very appreciative for that help. And I just laid there. I was mad they came and woke me up. I was like, no. Nice. Okay, so that's our to-go, is to be intentional about your fun. Plan.
She's frozen. She's frozen again. She's frozen. Look. So obviously we can't hear her. See, pop locking. She's frozen. Anyway.
Well, why are we freezing at the same time? Plan your fun. Be intentional.
I'm gonna plan my fun. I'm going to get off my mama's Wi-Fi and see what's wrong with it.
You did good for the most part. Plan your fun. Be intentional. That's your to-go. Go, ladies.
Hey, follow us on all the things. Check us out. I think we're going to unveil a newsletter coming soon. So subscribe or DM us your email address so you can make sure you get the links. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.